Hello and welcome to Yaguai Gaming, where we're doing a Q&A for our 1,000 subscriber milestone, which is absolutely incredible. Thank you to everyone who's helped us reach that. It's honestly astounding how quickly we've got there, and I am really grateful to everyone who watches the videos and has subscribed and everything. It's brilliant. Right. So the first question was, what is the dog's name? Doggo name. And that's a good question considering he's on every video and he's my thumbnail and everything. The dog's name is Achilles. He's called Achilles. He is not called Achilles, so I can make an Achilles heel joke. No, everyone says that to me. It's one of those jokes that's just got too old now. He's called Achilles because I like Greek mythology, so he's named after Achilles. And then we've got, how did you come up with your channel's nickname? So, the dog, Achilles, he has a nickname which is Daiachi Yaoguai, which means big tooth monster. Because my wife's Chinese, so we speak a little bit of Chinese at home. And I knew that I wanted to use the picture of him with the headphones on as my thumbnail. Not as my thumbnail, sorry, as my profile picture. So I wanted the channel name to be connected to him as well. And it was actually my wife who suggested Yaoguai because it's the dog's nickname and also they're from Fallout. So, you know, they're known in the gaming community, which is a very good suggestion from her. And then two questions. What was your inspiration to make a YouTube channel and what made you start YouTube? So, same sort of question, so we'll do them together. I didn't really have any sort of direct inspiration or any sort of light bulb moment about starting a channel. It was... I play a lot of games, I talk a lot about video games, and I just felt like it would be nice to be able to do that with other people rather than just bothering my wife every 5 minutes with something fun that happened in my computer game when she's trying to work or do something serious. So other games on the channel, and then are you just going to be an ARC YouTuber, or will you continue other games like Elden Ring? Right, so in regards to that, I was obviously doing some Skyrim and some Elden Ring, and they weren't really getting any audience for the amount of time it was taking to record, edit, render the videos, upload them and all that. It was not... They weren't doing very well. So, yes, I will do other games on the channel. But there's two requirements for me to record something. I have to have fun recording it, and people actually want to watch it. So they're the two requirements. So there will be other games on the channel. It's not going to be exclusively ARC, but I'm going to have to find games that people want to watch, you know, that have at least some audience. I'm not expecting them to have the same draw as the ARC videos, because I think a lot of people are here for ARC, but, you know, they can't just be ignored. Do you want to play sometime? Yeah, I will probably do some community game stuff at some point. I would really like to get online, especially with ARC and the amount of people here that are very good or have a lot of hours in ARC. I think it would be really fun to play online with some of you and properly embarrass myself with how little I know about the game. Will I ever live stream? Yes. Okay, so going back to the other games thing, yeah, I will definitely do some live streaming. Probably not ARC though, because there's a lot of like off-camera stuff to do with ARC. There's a lot of, you know, you decide that you're going to do something in an episode, you decide you're going to go tame something, and then you realise you don't have the resources, so you spend an hour mining metal and smelting metal down. That's not interesting to do on a live stream. So I think ARC lends itself really well to edited videos, but some games lend themselves really well to being streamed. So I would definitely like to do some live streaming, and I think that would be a good way of putting other games on the channel as well. How does one not suck at the game? Asking for a friend. I have no idea. I still suck at ARC. Last episode I tamed something thinking it was a Microraptor and it wasn't a Microraptor. I am not someone at the moment that you want to ask for advice on how to get good Ark. That's no. I can't answer that. I'm sorry. Is my wife a gamer too, and will I make some videos with the wife? Yes, she does game. She does game. She plays a lot of games with me and some games by herself. She plays things like Stardew Valley, Minecraft, 7 Days to Die with me, and then by herself. Recently, she's played Immortals Phoenix Rising, which she 100%ed, which impressed the hell out of me because I started to get bored of that game actually. Will she make some videos with me? I asked her, and she said she would, but probably not survival games. She would prefer to do things like It Takes Two or something like that. I don't know why she won't do survival games. She does play survival games. I think she's just shy. Alright, so for games like Ark, Minecraft, etc., do you enjoy playing a single-player world or a shared world? So I really like playing that type of game with my wife. With 7 Days to Die and things, I find them a lot more interesting when I've got someone to play with, especially when that person's sat next to you and you can talk about your goals and stuff. I think that's a really good way to play survival games. My guinea pig would like to know, what is your favourite Minecraft mob? And it sounds crazy, but just trust me. Yeah, it doesn't sound crazy. My favourite Minecraft mob is definitely the Enderman. My cat is named Ender. The cat is called Ender because we are certain he can teleport like an Enderman. And we even have a little stuffed Enderman toy. So yeah, Endermen are definitely the favourite mob. Alright, so some questions. How do you feel about 7 Days to Die? What is your history there? How do you feel that it compares to Ark? And what is your favourite survival game? Right, okay, so that's a big section about 7 Days to Die. 7 Days to Die is a difficult game to talk about. It's a fantastically fun game. But there almost seems to be like a conflict between the developers and the player base, where every time the player base figures something out that makes the game easier or allows them to play in a way that the developers don't want them to, the developers patch it out. It's just a really strange relationship. I haven't looked into it too much, but it's things like developers nerfing underground bases because one of them said something along the lines of you can't hide from the zombies, that's cowardly, you know, they don't hide in The Walking Dead, stuff like that. It's just a really strange engagement between the community and the developers there. But the game itself is really fun. My issue with 7 Days to Die is that it has no end game goal. Once you reach a certain point, once you've got to that level of power in the game, once you've got really good weapons, a good base, you're unkillable, you can't be stopped. So without like an endgame goal, so Ark obviously has the bosses and the Ascension, and I think Conan Exiles, for example, has escaping the map. Even Minecraft has the Ender Dragon if you want. But without that sort of goal, I find that my playthroughs of 7 Days to Die just sort of peter off and just get forgotten. I've started playing more permadeath with it, and that gives it a bit more intensity, but it's still suffering from a lack of endgame. I don't have a favourite survival game. I think they all have a lot of different qualities. So 7 Days to Die has some fantastically tense moments in it where you really feel like you're fighting for your life. You know, your shotgun runs out of bullets and you pull out a knife. It's just brilliant, some of the moments that you get in 7 Days to Die. Ark has just some fabulous scenery sometimes. Like, every now and then you'll be playing Ark, or I will be playing Ark, and I'm struck by how stunning some things look, especially the obelisks and the light and the desert at the moment, obviously with playing Scorched Earth, but the ocean on the island was just beautiful. And I really like that it has an actual end goal, and I like that it doesn't hold your hand to get there. You kind of have to figure it out. And then things like Minecraft obviously just has the best freedom of building that you can imagine in a game. Like, anything you can imagine in Minecraft you can build. So I wouldn't say I have a favourite survival game. I'd say that there are a lot of different survival games that do a lot of different things. Have you played, or would you play, Subnautica? I'd love to see a Let's Play of that. And what would you do to fix Fallout 76? What's your favourite dinosaur, and has Ark influenced your favourite at all? So, Subnautica. I've heard really good things about Subnautica. I haven't played it. I don't even really know what it is. I think it's a survival game. Yeah, I'd play Subnautica. I'd do some Subnautica videos or stream or... Yeah, definitely. I've heard brilliant things about it. Fixing Fallout 76. Oof. That's a hard one. I have not played Fallout 76 in a few years. I played it when it first came out, and I was one of the 0.01% of players who actually had fun. However, at the time it had no NPCs. I know NPCs have now been added, but it felt very empty at the time. So they seem to have gone in the right direction there. However, they seem to have gone in the wrong direction with the PvP and the monetization. Now, I'm not a massive PvP person, but I liked Fallout 76's original PvP, or at least the thing that they were going for with it, where you could shoot someone, and if they didn't want to PvP with you, they just ignored you. That first bullet was basically just 1 point of damage, and it was almost an invitation to fight. I liked that. Obviously, there were issues with it, but I liked it. It allowed people who wanted to PvP to PvP, it stopped people who didn't want to PvP getting griefed. It was a really good concept, but they seem to have just removed that entirely. And monetization, from what I've heard, they've wiggled their way further and further towards pay to win, or at least pay to have benefits. So, if you wanted to fix Fallout 76, you'd have to fix the PvP system. It has to have some sort of PvP system. But it can't just be carnage, because that breaks the law of the game. If you're all these survivors coming from the same vault, you wouldn't just start massacring each other. So there does have to be some PvP system, but also some restrictions. There has to be NPCs, but again, the world's been nuked, so you can't have fully fledged towns and hundreds of people running around. And monetization, just get rid of it. Just people bought the game, there's your money, that's what you get. Stop trying to monetize games with microtransactions. I can't stand it. And then a few questions about life, well, my life, and I suppose some life advice. Do I have children? I do not have children. I'm a teacher, sort of. I'm not teaching full time at the moment, but I am a teacher, and that is enough interaction with children for me. I am not mature, reasonable, sensible. I'm not anything enough to look after a child full time. I would not inflict myself on some poor kid like that. I was wondering if you had any advice or experience with being away from people you love and care about, and how to cope with it. It's not something I have a huge amount of advice to give with. But I would say the best thing to do in that situation is try and keep in touch as much as possible, and time always moves way quicker than you think it will. If you're sat at the beginning of something, the beginning of a degree, or time away from your family, or a probation period at work, anything like that, anything that's a set amount of time, and you stand at the beginning of it looking forward, and you think, God, this 6 months, this year, this 2 years, this 3-year degree, it's going to take forever. It feels like that at the beginning. By the time you get there, it's just gone really quickly. When you get to the end of it and you look back, you'll think, Jesus, that went really fast. And someone says I sound local, but not quite South Yorkshire, but close to it. Where are you from? I am from West Yorkshire, so not quite South Yorkshire. I am, unfortunately, from West Yorkshire. And finally, are you going to play all the Ark games, and can you play the Soul series games? So yeah, the plan at the moment is to go through every single story map in order for Ark, and then the DLCs. I'm not sure what order to do them in. We might just do it in release order, or we might do a community poll or something. But yeah, I'm going to play through every single map of Ark. And I even have some plans of some sort of challenge playthroughs to do after we've finished doing a standard playthrough of them all. So that could be quite fun. And the Soul series games, yeah, I would definitely play the Soul series, but as I said earlier, that's the type of thing I would prefer to stream, not do as a video. So I get to play the game, put it out on the channel, but I don't have all of the editing and all that type of stuff to do as well. And, you know, some streaming would be fun. That is all of the questions, though. If there's anything else, post it in the comments, and yeah, I'll do my best to answer anything else as well. Thank you very much for watching, and thank everyone who has contributed to that 1,000 subscribers. It's genuinely amazing. It's made me so happy. Thank you all, and goodbye.